Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about a few short tips I wish someone had told me when I was in my early 20s. So let's get straight into it. Tip number one is going to be don't waste your money on useless crap. I'm talking about getting into an expensive car loan, buying expensive designer clothes, paying too much for rent, just to name a few things. It's very easy to fall into this trap once you land your first stable job because, let's be honest, you're still just a kid and suddenly you're earning hundreds of dollars a week. And it's exciting. You can finally buy all those things that you've ever wanted to buy but had to wait for your pocket money to build up, or for birthdays or for Christmas. But this habit can easily eat away at your hard-earned cash with very little to no return. Before you know it, you'll have no savings, no investment, and a lot higher stress. But let's talk about the opposite. You get a cheap, reliable car for a few $1,000s. You stay living with your parents or move out with friends to keep rent low. You're not going out to expensive dinners every weekend, and you're not going out drinking every weekend, wasting your money on alcohol. And you focus on spending your money on things that actually matter. Things that will actually improve your quality of life. Things that will make your life better in some way, shape or form. Things like a good quality mattress, good shoes that actually support your feet, glasses, a gym membership, courses or books to improve your skills or to learn new ones. You get the idea. Now, I'm not saying that you should only spend money on these type of things and nothing else. That'd be a very boring way to live. But what I am saying is when you're spending money that you don't necessarily have to, try and prioritize spending money on memories, experiences, things that you actually remember for years to come, not on some gimmicky thing that'll sit on your shelf for a while and then get forgotten about and get packed away in a box. Go on adventures or save up for vacations to experience more of the world, what the world has to offer. These things will give you a lot more enjoyment compared to getting a loan for $50,000 to buy a car that takes up hundreds of dollars of your paycheck every week. Trust me, the novelty of that brand new car will wear off really quick. Tip number two is going to be picking a career. Picking your career path can be something that sets you up for success or sends you down a path of massive student debt loans and little to no salary to show for it. Once you leave school, you're left with the massive decision: what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my life? And if you're lucky, you might have some idea of what that may be. The good news is, even if you have no idea, whatever decision you make doesn't have to be the right one. You're free to try things out. And if you decide it's not for you, guess what? You can try something else until you find something that fits you. Just try a bunch of stuff. And without meaning to sound negative, the chances of you choosing a career and going, yes, this is perfect, I'm going to do this for the next 40 years, are very slim. In my early 20s, I was working a part-time job at a pizza joint for some spending money. Whilst working there, I decided I was going to follow my dad's footsteps and join the Defence Force. I trained and studied and went through their tests only to get knocked back during the psych evaluation for not having enough life experience, even though I was 18 at the time. So from that, I decided that wasn't for me, and next I tried a job as a builder's apprentice. Did that for about a year and decided that wasn't right for me either. So next I tried a mechanic's apprenticeship at a Mazda dealership, and I stayed there for 5 years. And since then, all my jobs have been mechanical in some way. So as you can see, I've had a few attempts before finding something that meshed with my personality. Basically, what I'm saying is get out there and try something. Stick with it for a little while, and if you decide it's not for you, try something else until you find something that you can at the very least tolerate. In saying that though, money is a fact of life, and you will need to do your research to make sure you've chosen a path that is actually going to pay your bills. It's all well and good to find something you're passionate about and enjoy, but if that's going to leave you broke at the end of the month, then it's probably not the best decision to make. Tip number 3. Money won't make you happy. I know this is cliche and some people may disagree, but this is something I've experienced firsthand. Ever since my first job at a pizza joint, I've had this mindset of, once I start earning a bit more money, I'll feel happier, I'll feel more secure. Now over the years, I've had my ups and downs financially through my different jobs. At my peak, I was earning around $140,000 a year. And while that was nice not to have to worry about paying bills or knowing anything unexpected that come up, I could easily cover the cost, I still wouldn't say I was at my happiest during that time. And that's mainly because I was working my butt off to earn that sort of income. I was working 12-hour shifts, switching between day and night shifts, The night shifts being starting at 6 p.m. and finishing at 6 a.m. And if you haven't experienced night shifts before, I'll tell you, it's definitely not for everyone, and it was not a good fit for me. The money was good at the time, but coming home after a 12-hour shift and seeing the sun rise, knowing I had to go home and try and sleep, it can really mess with your head in ways that you wouldn't expect. And it's actually really unhealthy for you if you do a little bit of research about how it messes with your natural sleep patterns and stuff like that. I was averaging maybe about 4 or 5 hours sleep maximum during those nights. I think a couple of times I managed 6, maybe 7, but that was very rare. And everyone told me at that job that, you know, oh, it sucks at the start, but you sort of get used to it. I stayed at that job for 6 months before I decided that was enough. And I can tell you, there was not one day where I could say I got used to it. But going through that taught me a valuable lesson. I learned that my pursuit of money wasn't necessarily what I was after. I realized what I was actually craving was more freedom. Now, to have more freedom, guess what? You need money. Sounds contradictory, right? But if you're trying to achieve a financial goal, and to get there you have to put your body and mental state through hell, then you need to ask yourself, is it really worth it, or am I chasing the wrong thing? My goals have definitely changed since then, and that's partly why I started this YouTube channel. I'm chasing a financial freedom, not necessarily a specific yearly salary. I don't want to be tied down to a typical 9 to 5 anymore, and that's what I'm starting to take steps towards. Okay, tip number 4. And this is a big one, but a short one. You don't have unlimited time. I remember in different scenarios in my 20s, I'd have people older than me say, oh, you're still young, you have plenty of time. This is in fact a lie. I'm 30 now, almost 31, and my early 20s honestly almost feel like yesterday. The years will fly by like you can't even imagine. And if you're stuck in a job that isn't going to take you anywhere, the years will simply blend together, and you'll look back in a decade's time and think, what the hell have I achieved for the past 10 years? That's sort of the situation I'm in right now. Time can be your best ally and your worst enemy. So stop putting off those goals you want to achieve, waiting until you're ready or the perfect time. You will never feel 100% ready, and the timing will never be perfect. You have to take the leap now. Alright, tip number 5 is going to be seriously look into investments. Little disclaimer here, I'm not a financial advisor, this is just my opinion, but your money is going to depreciate over time. That's a fact. Inflation is a thing, and if you're saving all your money and letting it sit in a savings account, guess what? Inflation is going to take over that money, and in 10-20 years time it's going to be worth less than what it is today. So do your research, look into investing a good chunk of your money so that your money is working for you. Doing this as early as you can will have a profound effect in 10, 20, 30 years. I personally have some of my money put into T's, which are earning anywhere from 7 to 13% profit annually, not to mention the dividend payments as well. But like I said, do your own research. I'm definitely not an expert on the matter, but if you haven't thought about investing in some way, shape or form, have a good look into it. It can make a massive difference over the time. So guys, that's going to be my quick 5 tips for people in their 20s. These are things that I wish people had told me back when I was younger. If you agree with any of these, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. If you have any other tips for other people down there, leave them in the comments below. If you made it this far, thank you for listening, and I will see you all in the next one.